Good morning. It's 9 o'clock. We'll call to order the March 4th Board of Public Works and Safety meeting. Board, in front of you, you have the meeting minutes from the February 18th regular meeting.
I'll move to approve those minutes.
Okay, we have a motion or second to approve the minutes. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Introduction of guests. We have Matt Faber, Leslie Peel, Jeff Jones, Natalie DeWitt. Welcome. We'll move on to communications. Is there anyone in the public that would like to address the board? Is there anyone in the public that would like to address the board? Hearing none, we'll move on. Reports from department heads. Nothing from building and planning today. Nothing from IT. Nothing from AES. Nothing from human resources. Nothing from city attorney. That brings us to city engineer.
Good morning.
Good morning.
For my one agenda item this morning, this would be the bid tabulation recommendation letter and notice of award for our State Road 8 sidewalk improvements project. I'd like to ask the board's approval to table this request.
I'll move to table the request for the sidewalk improvement project.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to table. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Nothing from the clerk this morning. That does bring us to fire.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'd like to request approval to amend the agenda to add an item.
I will move to amend the agenda to add an item.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to amend the agenda for fire. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Thank you. Requesting your approval to hire Jonathan Bell as a career firefighter. He did pass all the local and state required testing.
I will move to approve the hiring of Jonathan Bell.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the hiring of Jonathan Bell. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say sign. Motion carried.
Thank you.
That brings us to mayor. First thing I have is the letter to the Department of Natural Resources that's required for Section 106. That's part of the Auburn Duesenberg Museum grant that the city is being the pass-through for.
I'll move to approve the letter for Section 106 of the Auburn Duesenberg Museum grant.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. And then the second is the four-factor analysis, also a requirement of the grant for the museum.
I will move to approve the 4-factor analysis for the Auburn Duesenberg Museum.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Nothing from parks. That brings us to police.
Good morning.
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 Police just has a couple items for this morning. First will be the start of the spring street closure requests. DeKalb County Pink Out is requesting street closure on May 15th. It'll be Jackson from 6th to 7th with restricted parking on 6th Street.
I will move to approve the Peak Out street closure request.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? And I'll just add that's the south side of 6th Street
Correct.
between Jackson and Van Buren, correct?
Correct.
If there's no other questions or discussion, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign.
Thank you. Next is a request for ACD Festival street closures. We'll start with the third Thursday cruise-ins from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. on May 15th, June 19th, July 17th, August 21st, and September 18th. The street closures will be 8th Street from Main to Jackson, 9th from Jackson to Cedar, Main Street from 7th to 10th, and Cedar from 7th to 10th. Along with that is the ACD Festival street closure starting August 8th, with the downtown being closed all the way through the 31st of August. The Parade of Classics street closure will be Saturday, August 30th. The parade runs from about noon to 3 p.m. And then along with that is also the museum closures from August 29th through the 31st. Those are kind of moving dates and times as far as logistics on when the events are coming and going, which the PD handles closing those off at the appropriate times.
I will move to approve all the requested dates and times there for street closures, the ACD festival.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Nope.
Chief,
Yes, sir.
when I'm looking at the 28th, I don't see Cedar listed here.
On Thursday, the 28th,
I believe that is a Friday, if I'm not mistaken.
Thursday.
Thursday, 28th, Friday, 29th.
Okay,
yeah, Thursday, the 28th is when we just shut down the area for the food truck and all that. Cedar's open.
so the street closures listed under Sunday, August the 31st is actually going to be follow the 29th and 30th as well.
Correct.
Okay, perfect. If there's no other questions or discussion, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Opposed, same sign.
Thank you. Next is the Crossroads of America Region and Antique Automobile Club of America is requesting a street closure on July 4th from 4 to 8. This will be around the Courthouse Square, again, 8th Street from Jackson to Main, 9th, Jackson to Cedar, Main Street, 7th to 10th, and Cedar, 7th to 10th. This is for an antique car cruise-in.
I'll move to approve the closure request for Crossroads of America.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion?
Have we posted this before?
Not to my knowledge. Not that I recall. We have?
Yeah.
I guess we have. I can't keep them all straight.
It's been a couple of years. It's been a couple of years.
Oh, so it
Yeah.
could be a couple years maybe before I was in this position.
It sounded familiar.
Yeah.
It's great to have him back.
If there's no other questions or discussion, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign.
Thank you. Next is a request from Auburn Police updating SOP 22.2. It's video recording and retention period. This changes to be in coordination with the new Indiana State statute.
I'll move to approve the SOP update 22.2.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Thank you. Next is a request to update SOP 22.1. This is our body worn camera and in-car camera system. This change is due to the new Axon system, updating all the verbiage, and along with that, incorporating the in-car camera policy into the body worn into one.
I'll move to approve the SOP update 22.1.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? And I would like to say these are all installed, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So which the purpose is they will be able to upload as they're driving versus having to be on station for the
Mhm.
connected.
Yeah, thus far, it's been working very, very well. The prosecutor's office loves it because it's an easier system to get case videos to them as well.
Yeah, saves time.
Absolutely.
If there's no other questions or discussion, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign.
Thank you. Next is a request to extend a contract with Flock for 2 additional license plate readers for the cost of $12,300. This is a 2-year contract.
I will move to approve the block camera agreement for $12,300.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Thank you. And lastly, Auburn Police are requesting to purchase a 2025 Chevy Silverado from Kelly Automotive. with a total purchase price of $44,761.59. With that, we'll be requesting the surplus or trade-in of a 2018 Dodge Charger.
We can make a motion to approve the purchase and surplus all at once with that.
Yeah, just state the makes and models and year, please, and the price.
Okay, I move to approve the Silverado purchase for $44,761.59, and also the surplus of the 2018 Dodge Charger all-wheel drive V8.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have street.
Good morning.
Morning.
One item for the board. I'd like your approval on our city material specifications and to be able to put out for bid.
I'll move to approve putting out to bid the city material specifications for 2025.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Opposed, same. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Next is electric.
Good morning.
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 Michael Klopfenstein with Auburn Electric. We have two items on the agenda to request for the approval of one. First item is for ACE's request for approval of the sale of 3,082 renewable energy credits, also known as RECs, minted between September 24th through January 25th. We propose selling these RECs at an all-in price of $32 per REC or better, amounting to the notional value of $98,624 or greater. The contacts in response to inquiries regarding the 10-day transaction window or credit team clarified in this time frame was established due to many REC counterparties lacking comprehensive financials. The 10-day window aligns with the majority of REC transactions and mitigates risk by limiting exposure. Recommendation for council. AEC seeks your approval to proceed with the following. The total recs for a sale of 3,082, proposed sale price for REC at $32 or greater, for a total notional value of $98,624 or greater, in the minting period of September 24th through January 25th. In conclusion, we believe this transaction is beneficial for ACES and respectful to request your approval to facilitate this sale efficiently. This blanket approval is set to expire June 1st of 2025, or once sale of September 24th through January 25th, RECs are completed. Thank you for this consideration.
I'll move to approve the sale of 3,082 renewable energy credits for a total of $98,624 or greater.
Second.
Thank you.
We have a motion, a second. Any questions or discussion?
Then our next line.
Hold on.
Oops, sorry.
Okay. Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Thank you. So our next item is Auburn Electric is seeking the approval for engineering through LLC, formerly Spectrum Engineering, 2025 additional services not to exceed $25,000.
I'll move to approve, let's see here, the ad hoc services with EN Engineering and for an amount not to exceed $25,000.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brings us to water.
Good morning.
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 Water Department has one item for your consideration today. You have before you a revised generator equipment quote for the 750 kW generator and transfer switch from Buckeye Power Sales. After meeting with the contractor, it was recommended the system be upgraded from a 1,000 amp automatic transfer switch to a 2,000 amp automatic transfer switch. So the cost of that upgrade is $23,965. Brings the new purchase price for that generator and transfer switch to a total of $278,011.00.
I will move to approve the quote price change for the Buckeye Power Sales agreement, and that total price is $278,011.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, and a second to approve the increase in cost for the generator. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Thank you.
Next, we have water pollution.
Morning.
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 The Water Pollution Control Department has one request. We request your approval to have our 2000 Ford F-550 crane truck designated as surplus. This vehicle was just recently replaced by a 2023 Ford 600 crane truck.
I'll move to approve designating the 2000 Ford F-550 crane truck as surplus.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion, and a second to surplus the crane truck. Any questions or discussion?
I have a question. You know if you bought this brand new?
Our newest one?
No, the 2000.
Oh, yes. They purchased that brand new as well back then.
So you used it for 25 years. I just like pointing that out. Good job.
It shows it as well if you want to inspect the truck, for sure.
There's no other questions or discussion. I'll call for a question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carried. Thank you.
Thanks.
Moving on to announcements, the next Board of Works regular meeting is Tuesday, March 18th, 2025 at 9 a.m. And is there any other business to come before the board? I do have one. I'd just like to mention the passing of former councilman and county commissioner Mike Watson. Passed away on Sunday, March 2nd. So I ask that we keep Mike Watson's wife, Marion, and their family in our thoughts and prayers as they navigate through this difficult time. And then also, there will be a State of the City tonight at 6 p.m. during our Common Council meeting. There's no other business to come before the board. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion, second to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.